according to the white folks in their article, they're saying in this piece that black folks in Philadelphia are in hell.
All right.
I mean, if you read the whole article, it boils down to a description of hell.
All right.
That we all, collectively speaking, have been taught, and our ancestors, the last 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 generations were taught,
Go ahead.
after we die, depending upon how we related to white people as they were giving us misery, that would determine whether we went to heaven or into a worse hell than the one they had us in. I just want to reason for a moment. Just listen very carefully. This is simple. You already know this, but look at what it leads to.
Come on.
We were told by white people just a few years ago, and we're not that far removed from the plantation,
All right.
in our mindset, attitude, and the way we treat one another, what we consider important, what our value system is. We were told by white people that you cannot see God. He talked and said that authoritatively. The way they said that as an absolute,
All right.
like a law of nature.
Mm-hmm.
But then they also said, if you see him, then you'll die. Look at those kind of words.
Yes, sir.
This is to catch the one that might think a little bit. Not the average one, but that one off in the corner. That sister or brother that has a little doubt. Some of the slaves had a little piece of doubt, a little flicker of doubt that think somewhat, still in a dead condition, but would raise the question. But if you do see him, you're dead. You can't see him alive. You can only see him after you die, and whether you see him or not is directly related to whether or not you accept what white people put on you.
All right.
Well, if you don't accept what they put on you well, then you are definitely going down to hell after you're dead. You can never ever realize the ultimate truth or value of anything alive only after death. And death is something nobody wants. I don't think anybody in this room just wants to die. That we're going to do that one day is a thought we are aware of, and we don't dwell on that, do we?
No, sir.
We don't have subjects and write articles and whatnot about our own death, do we?
No.
We're not interested in that. We can get to feeling very blue, very depressed, and make some statement that you quickly take back. Oh, I wish I was dead. I don't mean that. People say that. People jump off bridges and they scream all the way down. They jump off buildings and they scream all the way down, wishing they could reverse that process.
All right.
It is not natural to just want to die. Unless, of course, you live 500 or 1,000 years, and you pretty much know what's going to happen the next several 100,000 years, and you're bored. And none of us have reached that stage.
None of us. That's right.
There were some people once upon a time on this earth that lived like that, and there's some people like that now, but we're not acquainted with it.
All right.
But we know in terms of where we're coming from in our world that we live in, people die young, don't they?
Yes, sir.
They die very young. And they're dying younger.
That's right.
Isn't it something how we never considered, never reasoned on what they told us? The white man who said that you're going to heaven or hell after you're dead, he hadn't been there yet. They never explained to us how they came by that. The one who said that got it from somebody who hadn't died yet, who got it from somebody who hadn't died yet, who got it from somebody who hadn't died yet. Please. I don't care how much we dream and work Ouija boards and whatnot. You cannot prove that you ever have had communication with anybody who has died. We talk that stuff, but you can't back that up. We can say anything. We can say a big, fat, overweight, sick, therefore, white man.
All right.
If he's that overweight, he is sick. 500 pounds, he's a sick man. Jump down everybody's chimney simultaneously, bringing toys, and doesn't even get soot on himself. If we talk that, that's ridiculous. It's worse than a lie. It's ridiculous. Who is God?
Think about
Is God really a spirit? First thing you and I should do before you argue with our position, if you don't agree with it, is let's be honest enough to collectively recognize the fact that we were brought over to this country by people that did not love us.
Come on.
And they stomped our brains into nothingness.
Come on. Come on.
It didn't take long before we knew absolutely zero.
That's right.
When you know nothing, you have no basis from which to argue.
That's right.
The only argument you and I can give now against this position, represented by the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, is if you grab something that white folks said.
That's right. Go
You hear
ahead.
what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
You ain't got nothing to grab or hope to but something that white folks said.
Come on.
Some white philosopher,
That's
some white
right.
theologian.
That's right.
If you grab something your black pastor said, he got it from the white theologian.
Come on.
But the bottom line, brothers and sisters, God is either a man, a woman, it, or he doesn't exist. The spirit is next to nothing. That's something you and I are quite capable of generating ourselves.
All right.
You generate spirit by thinking. We can do that.
That's right.
Feel good. How do you feel? I'm in good spirits.
Yes.
Why? I just got paid.
Come on.
And they overpaid me.
Come on.
Or you might say, I won the lottery for $7,500,000. How do you feel? I feel good.
Come on.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's get down to this. I hope this is not going to be long, but it's going to be by the help of Allah clear.
All right.
My dear brothers and sisters, why did God allow us to come into slavery?
Come on.
Don't talk to me about God and Jesus if you can't answer that.
All right.
If you say you got a good hope on God, Jesus, and Bible, and you can't tell us what the hell are we doing here,
Come on.
then God played a game on you, Jesus played a game on you, or somebody lied in the name of God and Jesus. One or the other. What are you doing here? You got to say, if God exists, then he allowed this.
Come on. Right.
We know how we got here. It's open. It's not even a secret.
right.
White folks kidnapped us,
Come on.
brought us over here, enslaved us, and brutalized us.
That's right.
What they did to us
Listen.
Take your time, brother.
is the worst kind of evil
Come on.
that humans have ever experienced. It's really a miracle that we're here.
That's right.
A lot of us are crazy and Potter and whole.
Come on.
You can't find no brother and sister without some messed up mental condition.
That's right.
If you say you are free from that, you're a liar. No way you're going to come through what we come through with and not be partly bent out of shape.
Come on. That's right.
You can be an ever so powerful physical specimen,
Come on.
but you can't say your mind is totally straight. No, none of us can.
That's right.
None of us can.
That's right.
I know people would rather talk about their broke arm or their broke foot,
Yes.
but they don't want to hear nothing about their broke head. That's getting too personal. But our heads have been broken.
That's right.
Our minds have been warped.
That's right.
When a people have been deprived of the very basis of self-respect, forget love, just self-respect,
Come on.
naturally their minds have been out of shape.
That's right.
Brothers, we treat our women like they're the enemy. A lot of sisters treat their brothers like we're absolutely the enemy. I remember a sister asking me one day, brother, do you think the black man and black woman will ever become friends? Serious question.
Serious question. Reason together.
I mean, stop and think now. Here we are, 1994. We are way away from slavery, are we? Are we? We just educated slaves in many respects. As you know, the word segregate means something that one folks did to somebody else. A superior power imposed on an inferior power. You live there. You live here. You eat this. You eat that.
That's right.
And some of our brothers used to talk about revolution in the 60s and some of the 70s, and we know how that went. White man shot you to death.
That's right.
Okay.
All he needs to do, I don't care how bad you are. He got the guns. He got the power to pull the switch, turn off your electricity, and gas. If it's in the wintertime, your revolution is dead after a couple of days.
Come on.
Or if it's in the summertime, just rope us off with their tanks and let the Safeway or whatever stores you got here run out of food. Revolution is dead. You can't have the revolution without food, brother. Macho ain't gonna get it.
Come on.
Disliking white folks ain't gonna get it.
That's right.
Now, my dear brothers and sisters, if you and I really give it some thought, there had to be a tremendous and a profound purpose in God to allow us to have gone through what we went through.
Come on.
Let me summarize it in just a few words. Everything said today, I'm hoping that you take it home and turn it over and come back and interact with the others who know more than you and learn this thoroughly. All I can do in the course of an hour is summarize a few points,
Come on.
try to penetrate a few points as deeply as I can, and hope that I've said enough by Allah's help for you to make up your mind,
Yes, sir.
if you haven't already done so. You read in your Bible that Abraham said that his seed or descendants, or God told him this, would serve as strangers in a strange land for 400 years. You read about that.
That's right.
But you need to go back over that a little deeper.
Come on.
When did God give him those words?
That's right.
What was his state of mind when those words were told to him?
Come on.
What gave rise to that information in the first place?
That's right.
Abraham was told about his future and the future of his seed, but he wanted deeper, convincing knowledge.
Come on.
Here's a man, like any one of you. You know you're not going to live forever. You got children. You're concerned about their welfare.
That's
You do
right.
the best that you possibly can.
Come on.
You're concerned. You're talking to a lawyer. You're not a lawyer. You want convincing evidence that this or that or the other is in place. Things are going to go the way you want them to go.
That's right.
Abraham is talking to the Supreme Being. He already had demonstrated that he had the kind of mind and character that enabled him to trust God, to trust him
Come on.
without reservation,
Come on.
which is something we got to get into
That's right.
sooner or later.
That's
Each
right.
individual got to deal with who ultimately do you trust,
That's right.
ultimately,
Yes, sir.
sooner or later. For the hour's going to get dark for a minute,
All right.
just for a minute, but it has to get dark, because white folks ain't going to do right.
That's right. That's
They
right.
just ain't going to do right.
No.
They just ain't going to do right.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Wouldn't it be interesting if white folks said to God, we're not exactly sorry what we did to your people, but we realize it's time for the prophecy now to be fulfilled wherein they're going to leave us, and leave us with great substance, and we don't like these niggas, but we will help cooperate with you,
Come
God,
on, come
and we
on.
will give them a nice send-off.
Come on.
Let them go into a land of their own and serve you. We're not going to mess up and do like Pharaoh did.
Come on. Come on.
But they don't think like that.
No, sir.
Very few of them think like that.
No, sir. That's right.
Now look, my dear brothers and sisters, slavery reduced us to mental zeros.
Yes, sir.
It did.
That's right.
It reduced us to moral zeros. I know you may have read books, you were well read in Philadelphia. You've read about different brothers and sisters who could write poetry and
Come on.
whatnot.
Come on.
But the more you know about reality, the more you see that those beautiful brothers and sisters were yet dead.
All right.
When you're as dumb as the next person, you really can't see any difference.
That's right.
But as you go up a ladder, or go up a building,
Come
the
on.
further up you go, the more you see.
That's right.
Your perspective changes.
That's right.
Okay? Those of you who already in this teaching, 3 months, a year, 5 years, whatever, you look back on what you used to know and you realize you knew nothing.
That's right. That's right.
The more you learn of truth.
All right.
For you see, my dear brothers and sisters, we haven't even begun to think realistically until we know who God and the devil is.
That's right.
If reality is based on God himself,
All right.
and we don't really know who he is,
Come on.
and what makes God God, how long has he been there?
Come on.
Is he always going to be there? And what does that mean to us?
Good question.
How do we relate to him?
Come on.
Do we have similar natures?
Go ahead.
How did we come from him?
Come on.
If we can't answer questions like that, we don't know God. We haven't even
That's
gotten
right.
to out of the kindergarten
Come on.
yet of information.
Come on.